Students, today we will discuss a very important topic in a compiler design is the target code generation and the issues in a target code generation. This is a diagram of a code generation. Here you can see this is a front end of compiler. Front end of compiler means our lexical analysis phase, syntax analysis phase and the semantics analysis phase. Here the compiler takes a source program, that means any higher level language program as an input and pass to the front end of compiler. Then front end of compiler generates an intermediate code. Then after intermediate code, the intermediate code uses a number of temporary registers, so we need to optimize that code. So the code optimization is done in this phase. After code optimization, again intermediate code is generated, and that because that code having number of errors or the number of redundancy, so this can be removed by using the target code generation. So here our final target code is generated in a compiler, and all these phases are connected to the symbol table, because symbol table stores all the variables, then addresses, literals. When we require any variable, then we can directly retrieve from that symbol table in any phase of the compiler. So when we generate the target code, then there are a number of issues in a compiler design. So what are the issues in a target code generation? So there are 6 number of issues in a target code generation. The first one is a input to the code generation, then second is a target program, then third is a memory management, fourth one is a instruction selection, fifth one is a register allocation, and the sixth one is a choice of evaluation order. Means when we generate the target code, then we need to consider all the issues in a compiler design. So let us discuss one by one. So first of all, discuss the first issue, that is the input to the code generation. So we already know that the input to the code generation is an intermediate code, and there are number of ways of representing that intermediate code. Actually, there are 3 ways of representing intermediate code. The first one is a linear representation. The linear representation means the postfix expression. Consider when there is any expression, that is a plus b as an input expression, then we need to convert into the postfix expression. In postfix expression, operators are always after the operand. So a plus b becomes a b, a into b becomes a b into. Then second way of a intermediate code representation is a 3 address code, and again that 3 address codes are divided into 3 types: quadruple, triple and the indirect triple. So quadruple means a table of a argument 1, argument 2 operator and the result. In a triple there is only 3 values, that is operand 1, that is argument 1, argument 2 and the operator, and the indirect triple is a pointer to the triple table. So this is the second way of intermediate code. And the last and the third one way of representing the intermediate code is a syntax tree or the DAG. Syntax tree means it is just a graphical representation of the given expression. So consider there is one expression, that is a into b plus a into b. Here we can observe that a into b is a 2 times. So a into b, this expression can be converted in a syntax tree, that is a operand becomes the leaf node and the operator becomes a intermediate node. So a, this b and this other into operator. Again this a into b, so a and b are the leaf node and into is the intermediate node, and these two left side subtree and the right subtree are connected by a plus sign. So this is a syntax tree for this given expression. Then what is a DAG? DAG is again a graphical representation, but in which the common sub expressions are identified and they are eliminated in a DAG. So for this same expression, the a into b is a common sub expression. So a into b, this is a into b, then there is a plus sign, so this is plus sign, then this is a left subtree and this is a right subtree. That means there is a no need to write same expression number of times. So this is a DAG. So the input to the code generation is very important, means what type of input that you are taking for generating the target code is important. Then second criteria is a target program. Second issue is a target program. The target program is again divided into, that means when we generate the target program, then it can be divided into, it can be a form of absolute machine language, locatable machine language, or the assembly language. So what is a absolute machine language? Means absolute machine language is it is a fixed address language. Means once a target code is generated, then it can be stored in a fixed memory location and it is immediately executed without any further processing. So means if this is a memory area or the memory address is available, and when we generate the absolute code, then that code can be directly put or store in this available memory location without any processing. So it is a fast processing and it is a use for the small amount of program execution. Then second target program can be a relocatable machine language. Means we can store our program anywhere in a memory. Suppose our program is stored in 0 to 10 these memory addresses, then and this is a available memory address. So this is a program address and this is available memory address. So these address are added to the program address. That means suppose it is 100 to 110, then this can be added to the program address. That means relocatable machine language, we have to locate the address for the program, and here linker and loader use for the relocating the program address. Then third is the assembly language. The assembly language means it is a language in the form of mnemonics instruction. That means which are the mnemonics instruction, that is like add, move, etc. This when we use this type of instruction, then that instructions program is called as a assembly language. There is one example. Suppose z is equals to x plus y. So this is an expression. Then the assembly code for this expression will be, here temporary registers are used. Suppose consider we are using temporary register R0. So first of all, use the first instruction move and move that x value into the R0. This is the source and this is the destination. Again there is a plus sign, so use the add mnemonics instruction add, then add that y into the R0. Again x plus y, that means this value is stored in R0, and so store that value or move that value to the our output variable, that is a z. So move R0 to the z. It is a very simple form of target machine language. Then next is a memory management. When we consider or when we generate the target code, then we need to consider the memory management issue in a target code generation. Memory management means mapping or names in a source program in a runtime memory. We know that we store the information in a symbol table, and we already know that the symbol table store the variable addresses, and that all the addresses are required to are mapped to the memory at the runtime. Then fourth issue is instruction selection. Instruction selection means when we generate the target code, then what kind of instruction that you are using, it is also important, it is also considered. So consider there is one expression, that is a plus. The first one is a is equals to b plus c. Here the assembly code for this expression will be, first of all move that b value into the R0 register, again add that c with that R0, and again that R0 will be stored to the a variable. So this is a correct instruction selection. But what happen when there are a number of redundant instruction? So let us see this example. There is x is equals to y plus z and w is equals to x plus y, x plus 5. So what happened in this expression? Here first of all x is equals to y plus z will be converted into the R0. So first of all move y to the R0, then add that z with R0, and then store that y plus z value to the x, that means move that R0 into the x. Again there is a w is equals to x plus 5, so move that again x to the R0, again add that constant 5 value to the R0 and move that R0 to the w. Here we can see these instructions, move R0 comma x and move x comma R0. Here these are the vice versa instructions, and means this is a redundant instruction. So move, this is a redundant instruction, there is a no need of moving that x value into the r0, because already we are converting here move r0 into the x and again x into the r0, so there is a no need of these instructions. So this is a redundant instruction, we can eliminate it. And if there is a no future use of x, then we can also eliminate this x. We can see here there is a no need of x, so we can also remove this instruction from this expression. Means this is a 6-step instruction we have converted into the 4-step instruction. So this is a instruction selection is also very important while generating the target code. Then again consider one example. Suppose x is equals to x plus 1, and when we generate the assembly code instruction, then the assembly code will be, first of all, move that x value into the r0, then add that constant 1 value to that r0, and again move that r0 to the x. So this is a assembly code for this expression. But if there is a increment instruction is available in the target code, then we can directly use one step instruction, that is increment x. Means there is a no need to write these 3 steps instructions. So simple one instruction, that is a increment x. So instruction selection is also important in a target code generation. Then fifth one is a register allocation. Actually, in register allocation there are two concepts: register allocation and the register assignment. What is the register allocation? Means when any variable is stored in a register, this is called as the register allocation. And what is mean the register assignment? Means we have to choose register in which our variable can be stored. These are the two different concepts. Register allocation is very simple, and register assignment, we assign some register to the variable. And the last one is a choice of evaluation order. Means some computation may require more register and some computation may require less number of register. So while generating the target code, we always consider the number of registers. Means multiplication can be replaced by the addition, because multiplication require more register or more time, so we can replace it by addition instruction. So this choice of evaluation order is also important in target code generation. So these are the issues in a target code generation, and we should always consider this issue while generating the target code generation. So thank you.